Plus Outdoors March of Champions weekend presented by Palmy Insurance. I'm Cory McCartney taking you up to game time for our matchup from the Prep Baseball Invitational. We've got the East Cobb Astros against USA Scout, and there is action all over campus during this Champions weekend, including Pylon 7v7 on the multi-purpose fields, rallies, Lucky Challenge at the Beach Pavilion, and the Gymnastics Academy of Atlanta with the Sweet Tea Classic inside the Champions Center. Here at the Baseball Village, again, it's the Prep Baseball Invitational, and for those who have been watching these Game of the Week broadcasts, you've seen these new look fields here at LakePoint Sports with these resurfaced fields courtesy of Geosurfaces. It took just 40 days to make this happen, and just have to give you guys a glimpse of what it took. So let's add this breakdown of the fields resurfacing here over the 40-day span at LakePoint Sports. Fantastic job by Geosurfaces to make that happen, and I have to reiterate, just a 40-day span to get those operational for us to have our first games of the year here. And of course, a big part of that is the action that you're going to see this weekend during this Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions weekends, again presented by Palmy Insurance. It's all about feel good, look good, feel good, play good when these players hit the field, and a big part of that is gear and gearing up. And to get a look at how players are gearing up right now, I went to DC Baseball's Ben and Noah Kagel to show us what they have in their bags. That's Ben and Noah Kagel from Cartersville playing for DC Baseball, and they're going to show us how they gear up.
So first I got the Cadex. It's all reliable. It's been through many hardships, but also gotten me a lot of hits. Then I got my A2000, my infield glove, for when I played third and sometimes outfield. Then I got my first base mitt. It's getting worn down. Probably gotta get a new one soon, but it's doing the job. Then we got the Bruce bolts, always come in handy. You know, haven't ripped on me yet. Obviously got the helmet, so I'm not getting domed. And then I got the arm guard to protect my right elbow, since the big thing, since I throw right-handed, I hit left-handed. My arm side is shown. And then I just have some arm sleeves. That's all is in my bag. Okay, so starting off with the bat, we have the all-black bomb bat, called her Black Betsy. With the glove, I customized my own 44, red, white, and blue to match the jerseys. We have the red, white, and blue Bruce bolts to match the jerseys as well. The helmet, 29. An extra arm strap with the United States flag for my elbow guard. My elbow guard, a white arm sleeve, and then we'll move on to the catcher's bag. We got the red, white, and blue gear, navy blue mask, chest protector, Rawlings Heart of the High catcher's mitt, go to, and bands to keep my glove in shape. And then I have my DC customized Evo Shield forearm protector. That's it.
You've seen how the Kagel brothers gear up. Now get to Academy so you can gear up too. And there is no more fitting place than Academy Sports Plus Outdoors for you to gear up, and we have an exclusive promotion for our March of Champions weekend. You can enjoy 20% off your entire purchase using our promo code. So scan that QR code, and if you're not fast enough, you can always head over to lakepointsports.com/academy, and you can access it all there as well. Again, excited to bring you this matchup between USA Scout and the East Cobb Astros. When we come back, I'll be joined by Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt as we get ready for first pitch. Back here at LakePoint Sports, Cory McCartney now joined by Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt. Again, this matchup between USA Scout and the East Cobb Astros, part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions weekend presented by Palmy Insurance. Avery, man, good to have you back in for another one of these.
Absolutely, man. It's a pleasure. Really enjoy doing these, and hopefully looks like we'll have a good matchup today.
Yeah, so let's look at these lineups to start this thing off. And USA Scout, and I have to reiterate, I was talking to their coaching staff, Austin Wagner and Joe Odak, before this thing got started. They have kids across 9 different states playing for this team today. So just a literal national team when you hear that word national team. And this is how they run down. They got start off with Carter Tuchalski, the shortstop, followed by Tanner Sultan, brother Cole Tuchalski, the pitcher, Hunter Hedgeko at catcher, Chase Tuchalski at center field, Grady Forsberg playing at third base, Joey Odak at left field, Drew Steinman at first base, Max Feinster at right field, and Miles Wheeler as your extra hitter. East Cobb Astros going with Kylan Jones as an extra hitter, Aiden Thornton at second base, Cale Acosto at shortstop, Champ Banks at DH. Then they go Leon Lowe at first base, Kelby Barnett at extra hitter, Brody Hudson at third base, Jackson Locke center field, Owen Shipley at catcher, Bragg Boyd in left field, and Levi Espinoza playing in right field. And going to be on the mound for them today is going to be Martin Kagel. So we'll see him out there on the mound for them. So exciting matchup. I mean, like I mentioned, just kids from all over. And obviously 2 programs that we see here quite a bit on these fields, Avery.
Absolutely. Should be one of our better pool play matchups for our 14U guys. So, obviously you've touched on just the national team aspect. So, interested to see a bunch of guys from a bunch of different states kind of go at it here. Luckily the weather looks to be cleared up a little bit, so that's good news for me and what I do. So, very lucky to have these turf fields with just the amount of rain we've gotten in the last 24 hours.
It's going to be Joey Martincavage is going to be the guy on the mound for Blessed Trinity 2028. Gets fastball up around 75, works a changeup 61 to 63, the curveball around 62 to 63. So I think we're going to be seeing some interesting talent here. I do want to point out a really interesting player playing for East Cobb Astros in this one, and that's going to be Champ Banks. Champ comes with a pretty good pedigree. His dad was a former Vanderbilt football player. He's a 4-sport athlete, plays baseball, basketball, football, and track in Ensworth, Tennessee. So he played in 6 prep baseball events last season, 1 in 2022. Talked to him for just a second before this, and I mean, it says 5'10", 155. I think the kid's probably about 6'1" at this point, but just a ball of talent. So it's going to be a fun player to watch for sure in this one.
Absolutely. It's always fun to see guys, with being so many different sports at a young age. Every sport has its own set, unique set of ability, and it's always interesting to see how that translates, especially on the baseball diamond.
Yeah, as we hit the field again with our main camera, you'll be able to see everybody kind of working through the kinks here as we get out and get ready for the action here. Everyone kind of going through the motions. The first game before this ran a little bit long, so if you turned in thinking, oh, I thought this game was supposed to start at 12:30, the kids are still out there in the outfield throwing around. Things don't always go quite as planned when we have a schedule. I think we need to have a little subject to change down at the bottom whenever we have these things. But obviously, you see we're here at the Audi Marietta field. This is our premier field, and you get some nice views as we go along here, the Champions Center, and you'll see everybody over there for the Sweet Tea Classic from the Gymnastics Academy of Atlanta. You'll also see some action over there at the Beach Pavilion with the Lucky Charm Challenge going on, the rally event, and there's a ton of people over. I think they estimated over 3,500 people over at this Pylon 7v7 today. So this is a jam-packed weekend, and parking, I think, is as big of a sporting event, trying to find a parking spot as it is anything that's happening on the fields.
Absolutely. We're lucky to have our designated spots here in the back. So,
I refuse to park in the back because I'm not getting hit. The windows aren't getting hit by a ball. I remember I was during the future games, and a kid's got to hit the ball pretty far to be able to hit a window out there. But during the future games, watching Empire walk into the back and just had a smashed-in window, and that's not a happy scene for anybody.
Absolutely. This is year 5 for me. I've avoided those so far. I mean, knock on wood. That would throw a wrench in my day for sure. But we've avoided them so far. So hopefully I keep up the good luck. But we've had a few interns. I think we had one a few years ago that I think had 2 and 3 weeks, just his car alone, and I was like, dude, you got to just go park somewhere else.
Yeah, I think Safe Light needs to just put a location here at LakePoint, or we need to have some partnership with Safe Light where we can hook some people up, because there are some events where we have some kids who will absolutely pummel baseballs, and cars are prime for the picking in some of those events, especially when we get into NPI and the bigger ones, the national championships as we roll along in the summertime. You never know, and you are a sitting target, your vehicle out there in these lots for sure.
Absolutely. You get those guys with the high school guys with a little more velo and
Yep.
a little more pop, and that it starts raining down out there. So that's always I've avoided a few just walking out there. So that's always, I've had one almost hit me like in the hip last year. So that's I haven't been got yet, so we're holding out the good luck.
So our schedule was jumbled around a little bit. I mentioned this game being delayed. You kind of had to go into scramble mode yesterday. We had a slate of games that were supposed to happen on Friday as the beginning of this March of Champions weekend. Obviously, you guys had to pull the plug for the weather. So what was the scramble mode like kind of from the inside to roll everything in to get everything kind of crammed in before you start bracket play tomorrow?
Absolutely. I mean, it's part of it. So we had a contingency plan. Obviously, we saw the weather outlook for the weekend and just kind of knew it bounced around so much. It was like supposed to be bad this morning, and then like late Thursday night it switched to the storm was supposed to get here a little bit earlier. And obviously, we have the luxury of having turf baseball fields, but don't know how many people are tuning in from the north of Atlanta, but the weather last night was not good for baseball, really anything. So, it was an easy call just for player safety, fan safety, stuff like that. Just getting to the ballpark, and obviously with anything that happened here. So once we made that adjustment, we had a contingency plan in place. So, we had to cut down a little bit on some of the bracket stuff, but everything else as far as we all had it. I had it in place, so when we did have to make the switch, it wasn't too bad of a scramble. During the summer, sometimes, when you're just kind of running out of time and space, it can be a lot more hectic. But we're luckily, we're able to push everything back and make sure everybody was good. So, but yeah, it was the right call. Thankfully, but it's lucky to have turf today.
So you got the home plate meeting out there now. You got Joe Odak from USA Scout and represented from East Cobb Astros. They're coached by Ryan Raper. That's not Ryan, though. I was going out there and doing the handshake. Yeah, it should be a good one. As I mentioned, USA Scout, I mean, you get kids on this team from Arizona, California, of course, here in Georgia, Illinois, Kentucky, Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Texas. And I think that's actually 10. So 10 teams. So my counting abilities are not what they should be at this point in the day. But again, just a real national team that they're bringing to the equation. And you got triplets on this team, too, in Carter Chase and Cole Tucholsky from Quakertown, Pennsylvania. So kind of an interesting dynamic there. I'm sure there's a bit of a rivalry between the three of them. And I'm sure, those kids are coming down here to do some damage for this USA Scout team.
Absolutely. It's so interesting, especially during our spring season with school and stuff, just to see the amount of, teams from out of state. Even USA Scout is based here, but, just to have all these kids that are coming from, numerous different states to come down and be able to see those guys here week in and week out is awesome. And those guys have done a really good job kind of establishing their brand and, being able to attract talent like that from, a majority of different states.
Yeah, Joe told me before the game, he said, he said, how you doing? I said, well, I'm just glad it's not raining. He said, you're glad? He said, I had kids from flying in from all over the place and was looking at that forecast wondering if they were even going to get to play baseball this weekend. So certainly he's more than happy that they're ready to roll along and get this one going in. So they got another game after this against Gambrel's Athletics out of Maryland. There's a number of teams that came in, not just players, but there's a number of out-of-state teams that you also had coming. So Notorious was Notorious 9 from they're up in New York, right? Yep. I mean, there's a lot of teams from out of state coming in for this one.
Yeah, absolutely. We've discussed in the past, just how lucky we are to have this awesome facility and to be able to have teams from all over the country. It's it's a true travel destination. To come play at LakePoint.
Some might say it's the premier traveling youth sports destination.
Some might say. But yeah, just being able to have this awesome complex and be able to run good events that teams want to come to at a national level. The high school stuff has always been there, but especially more on the youth side here in the past few years. And even last weekend we had a few teams, 5 or 6 teams from out of state come down, and it's a pleasure to have those guys and be able to see those guys play.
So this is Cole Tucholsky on the mound for USA Scout now. He gets a fastball up around 75. Again, one of this trio of Tucholskys here coming in from Pennsylvania. Obviously a lefty, also plays first base in the outfield. And then behind the plate, you're going to have currently Hunter Hedgeko. Hunter is from Village Christian Academy in North Carolina. He's at a pop time around 212, 236. Where's that catcher velo up around 70. So kind of a big-bodied catcher there at 5'11", 175. And interested to see how he's able to kind of hold things down, because there is the wrinkle of it too. It's like when you get kids together who don't play a lot together. I mean, what's that dynamic like when you've got an out-of-state pitcher and an out-of-state catcher? I mean, how much time do these guys even have to get acclimated to one another before you got to go out there and do this thing on a field?
100%, especially earlier in the year. I mean, obviously we're in March, so baseball is just kind of getting rolling. It feels like we've been going for a while. With all the Georgia Dugout Club stuff, and then as well as our events starting. But yeah, it's a big thing. Guys not getting to practice together. Like the little things might not be perfect, but I think the more their schedule progresses and the later they get in the year, those guys will iron out those wrinkles a little bit.
Kylan Jones is going to lead things off for East Cobb Astros, 2027 out of Chapel Hill, Georgia. Played in 8 prep baseball events last season, a couple in 2022. Look at 5'4", 140, but I have a feeling the kid can absolutely fly.
Absolutely. It's, the East Cobb guys are here, it seems like every weekend, so a lot of these guys are real familiar, even with the new turf. So this might be some of their first time seeing it too. So
Kylan's going to be followed by Aiden Thornton and Cale Lacosto. Comes the 0-1.
Just missed him there. Was able to get out of the way. Not sure that's how he wants to start his day, with a hit by pitch. So good for him.
Skies that one back foul. Back probably going to smack into the scout tower. I don't know that people can really understand. You got a metal roof, and when you're sitting in that thing and you're kind of zoned in doing your own thing, and all of a sudden that ball pops on that.
Oh, yeah, it's a scary moment.
It'll get you.
Especially those summer days where you're kind of in a daze, and all of a sudden that pops off, and it's like, oh, gosh.
Dribbler to third base, cuts across the field, throw in time for the first out. Nice job there at third base from Grady Fosberg to make the out. Grady Forsberg, another one of those out-of-state kids from Malvern Prep in Pennsylvania. I mean, that's a program that's just developed a ton of big-time players. Had Lonnie White, who was a draft pick a couple years ago, was supposed to be on his way to Penn State to play 2 sports. He ends up, getting drafted and now in the Major League Baseball system. So obviously a strong program there. That one in for a strike. So this is Aiden Thornton.
Mix in a first pitch breaking ball there. Just kind of get the feel for that early in the game.
Aiden from Woodstock, one of the real local kids that we've got here, 2028. There comes a 1-1 from Tucholsky. Swing and a miss.
He's doing a good job early, throwing strikes. You know, sometimes that first inning for younger guys can be a little bit of a challenge, being able to find the strike zone. Looks like he's got the command and the release point on 2 pitches right now. So interested to see how that plays for the rest of the game.
Right down the middle, punches him out for out number 2. Caught him looking. Nice piece of pitching.
Went right back to that breaking ball that he started the at-bat with there. Was able to catch a piece of that outside corner. So, really impressive start for him. Obviously, being able to throw that breaking ball for a strike early in the game is definitely an advantage that he's going to have going forward.
All right, here's Kale Lacosto from Blessed Trinity, 2028. Second baseman. He's playing shortstop today as well. Also pitches up, get the fastball around 70. Swing and a miss. Gonna have to get a little bit tighter hat here for Cole Tucholsky. I think he's lost it 3 or 4 times already.
I think it's a left-handed thing. I played with a few that just the hat will not stay on the head. So
he's got a lot of hair too. But I think the optics of it is that you're throwing harder if your hat flies off.
Yeah, 100%. Max effort.
That's right. Just that one across the field, right to the shortstop and able to get out of that half of an inning.
Really good swing there. Unfortunate result, but good job of staying in the middle of the field. Just happened to hit it right at the shortstop.
All right, so East Cobb Astros go down in order, and now USA Scout's going to come out, and we'll see Carter Tucholsky followed by Tanner Sultan. And Cole Tucholsky, the pitcher, going to go get an opportunity to do something for himself here. Again, on the mound for the East Cobb Astros, you got Joey Martin Cabbage, 5'11", 140, Blessed Trinity righty. 3-pitch mix, fastball, changeup, curve.
Interesting to see. He's going from the stretch here to kind of get things going, see if he'll continue to do that, with nobody on. Some guys prefer that.
Yeah, it's just kind of a feel thing, right? It's like some guys, and I've heard some coaches say, look, the most important pitches you throw are going to be from the stretch. So if you feel like you're a little bit better from the stretch, then stick in the stretch.
In my very few innings on the mound throughout my baseball playing days, I threw from the stretch. I don't really know why. It just seemed to work better. So I was like, all right, we're just going to roll with this and just throw from the stretch all the time. So I didn't do it enough to be able to master from the windup and the stretch. So we just went with what worked. See a lot of relievers in the big leagues do that. Just go strictly from the stretch, which those guys come in and higher pressure situations. So they, it's interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean that's their thing, right? I mean you're gonna be pitching more often than not. You're gonna inherit runners anyway, so
might as well just roll with it all the time.
All right, Martin Cabbage, a couple more warm-up pitches here before we get things going.
Speaking of the big leagues, getting closer and closer to opening day.
Yeah, that's right.
About 2 or 3 weeks out for that. So I'm sure everybody's excited here, especially for the Braves season with high expectations.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely World Series or bust, and I think it's World Series title or bust for a team that's gone out and what they've done, and obviously adding Chris Sale to that rotation is going to be huge. Here's Carter Tucholsky watches ball one. Carter plays all over the place. He plays shortstop, second base, third base, outfield, and he pitches.
Such an advantage for guys to, be able to play multiple positions because, if you're able to hit and play multiple positions, you'll always be on the lineup. No matter, you can play anywhere in the infield, anywhere in the outfield. So that's an advantage, especially at a younger age, to learn to play different positions. And just any way you can crack the lineup, especially at the high school and college levels. Good pitch there.
All right, in for a strike, makes it 1-2. Going to have Tanner Sultan and Cole Tucholsky to follow. Skies that one, second baseman camps underneath it and hauls it in for the first out.
Really good job there, mixing speeds. Went pretty heavy diet of fastballs, was able to show him the breaking ball there in the 1-1 count just to kind of show him a different wrinkle and, see if he's able to continue that.
So this is Tanner Sultan. Tanner from Arizona, Catalina Foothills, home of the fabled Catalina wine mixer, just in case you were curious. He runs 7.97 in the 60, also 78 infield velo, 88 on the exit velo. So this kid can play. Just took part in the Tucson preseason ID back in January, so he is definitely on the radar of the Prep Baseball Arizona guys. That one skips away. At the 1-0, swing and a miss. Can lay off that elevated fastball. Makes it 1-1.
You can see in the background there, it's always good to have, it looks like the weather's improving a little bit. The ballpark's filling up, so it's always a good thing. Always love to see a full ballpark on the weekends.
Loving that high fastball, just can't lay off of it. It's now 1-2.
Went right back to the same pitch, same result. Got the swing through on the elevated fastball. See if he's able to go back there. Or maybe he's kind of changed the eye level, maybe spin in a breaking ball here.
Yeah, I feel like the player, right? Like after you've given him a couple, going right, going to a off speed, but not biting. All right, now it makes it 2-2. Swing and a miss.
Went right back to the high fastball after trying the breaking ball there. So three high fastballs were swung through a miss there. So, seeing both pitchers early in this game be able to go out and pound the strike zone and do some swing and misses and some soft contact. So
yeah, Joey Martin Cavage just challenging Sultan there in that at bat. He's got this second out via strikeout.
We see it so much in these events. Looks like Maddox. That one got a piece of Maddox there behind the plate, but we see so much in these events. The biggest issue, especially in youth events, is just being able to throw strikes, pound the strike zone, let your defense work behind you. We see walks, come back to bite so many teams, especially early in games, early in pool play, stuff like that.
Back-to-back breaking balls in the lefty.
Looks like the umpire Maddox back there is recovered from getting hit on the first one, so hopefully he avoids any more of those.
Got him on the check swing for a strikeout, so back-to-back Ks from Joey Martin Cavage ends the USA Scout thread here in the bottom of the first inning. We are scoreless through one inning here at LakePoint Sports. We'll be back with more of this, again, part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions weekends presented by Palmy Insurance.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Point Sports, Cory McCartney, along with Prep Baseball, Georgia's Avery Hunt. We've got a matchup for you from the Prep Baseball Invitational, USA Scout against the East Cobb Astros. This part of a jam-packed weekend here at LakePoint Sports, the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions weekend, presented by Palmy Insurance. And as I mentioned in the pregame, there's just stuff going on everywhere. You've obviously got this event going on here at the Baseball Village. Got Pylon 7v7 at the Multi-Purpose Fields Rallies, Lucky Charm Challenge at the Beach Pavilion, and the Gymnastics Academy of Atlanta Sweet Tea Classic inside the Champions Center. I feel like the population of Emerson, Georgia, has probably gone up tenfold over this couple-day period, and we got the packed parking lots to prove it.
100%. Just with all the venues going, it's a lot of traffic coming in and out. We're, like you said, very fortunate to have the ability to host so many different events, and it's definitely another example this weekend.
So we got Champ Banks up to bat right now, followed by Liam Lowe and Kelby Barnett. 1-1 is the count to Banks. Banks, as I mentioned, from Ensworth, Tennessee.
Good job of laying off the fastball there. Get ahead in the count.
Champ's real name, Teremy. His dad's name was Teremy too, but goes by T. Mentioned he Vanderbilt football player in the 90s. All right, 2-2's the count.
Another check swing.
Yeah, a little check swing to second base. Throw pulls him off the bag, so Banks is going to be safe at first. Just rushed it a little bit. I think Banks trucking down first base kind of made him rush that throw a little bit and unable to get it to first base. So these Cob Astros have a base runner here to start things off in the second inning.
Our first base runner of the game here in the second inning. Both arms did a really good job in that first inning, pounding the strike zone, getting some swing and misses and soft contact. So, I mean, there was more soft contact there, but, there's no pictures in the scorebook.
That's right. All right, I got Liam Lowe now. Liam from North Paulding. A whole lot of experience playing in prep baseball events on these East Cobb Astros. I mean, this Lowe played in 8 events last season, 2 in 2022. So they just have, up and down the roster, almost every one of these guys has played in at least, 6, 7, even 8 prep baseball events. That one goes back foul. I mean, the East Cobb Astros is just a mainstay in the events that we have here. So is USA Scout. I mean, they practice here on the fields here at LakePoint Sports. Their indoor complex is less than half a mile from here. So these are a couple of programs that just are really just kind of omnipresent in the events that we have.
Absolutely. They'll see a lot of each other kind of going forward for the rest of the spring. So this might be their only pool play matchup, hopefully. Try not to have, those guys play each other 3 or 4 times in pool play in different events. So not to say they won't run into each other down the road, bracket play, semifinals, championships, stuff like that. But, very fortunate these guys are here as much as they are.
Chowski throws over to first to keep Banks honest. Gotta love the Jordan Lowe turf shoes, though. It's a solid choice there from Chowski.
That is. Those are sick. Goes good with the uniform, too.
Yep.
Just missed there with a fastball.
All right, the count's now 1-1. Lowe's going to be followed by Kelby Barnett. Well, Lowe showing bunt.
Pulls it back. See guys do that sometimes to kind of get in the catcher's, field of vision if they're going to run and, steal a bag. So interesting to see if he's doing the same thing here. Interesting to see if the guy at Banks at first is in motion.
All right, Lowe can't get the bunt in for a strike. Just missed.
See if he can get a ground ball here, maybe get a double play to kind of, clear the bases here and get a quick 2 outs.
Misses on the 2-2 to run it full.
Went back to the breaking ball there, just kind of left it up just a little bit.
Punches him out, so that in for an out. Still got Banks at first base, but now 1 down. We're going to see Kelby Barnett now. Kelby extra hitter today for the Astros. Kelby from the Baylor School in Tennessee. That's another program that's just developed a lot of high-end players. Henry Ford was there, who's now at Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
I think a swing and a miss in the back pick to first base to try to get Banks. Nice attempt there from Hedgeco, but try to take advantage of a speedy runner at first, maybe thinking about that steal. Swing and a miss, and Banks is taken off. Throws not in time, so a strikeout, but able to get in for second base for that steal on Banks. Give you a runner in scoring position, but now down to just 1 out in this inning. Here's Brody Hudson. Brody again, another Baylor School player right here. Followed by Jackson Locke if he gets on. Banks dancing around.
Really good pitch there after, firing in a fastball for a strike to be able to spin that breaking ball in, just kind of change speeds and able to land it in the zone. It's a really good job. Get ahead 0-2 here.
All right, Tucholsky delivers, sends that one to short, gathers. Throw is in time, so they get out of the inning, and Banks is left stranded. So still scoreless here through 1.5 here at LakePoint Sports. We're going to be back with more shortly. Again, this is part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions weekend presented by Pommy Insurance.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere? And it needs to run smooth, like super, 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 super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women. We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. Cory McCartney along with Prep Baseball, Georgia's Avery Hunt. We've got a matchup for you from the Prep Baseball Invitational here. USA Scout against the East Cobb Astros. Everything you're seeing, part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions weekend presented by Pommy Insurance. This one's scoreless so far. We've got Hunter Hedgeco up to bat now for USA Scout, followed by Chase Tucholsky and Grady Forsberg. Mentioned Hedgeco, it's his work behind the plate from Village Christian Academy, North Carolina. 5'11", 175-pound righty. So got Joey Martin Cabbage on the mound for the Astros. Had a couple of strikeouts last inning and showing the ability to work the zone.
Looks like the rain has started to fall here.
Yeah, could be impactful here on the grip on the breaking ball. So we'll see what happens with Martin Cabbage here if he just kind of sticks to the changeup and fastball. How much he's willing to try to work it in if grip becomes an issue on a wet ball. Yeah, see all the umbrellas breaking out. That one skips away from the catcher. I'll get a courtesy runner here for Hedgeco. Now we're going to see Chase Tucholsky, the third Tucholsky that we've seen so far at the plate for USA Scout. Chase listed at 6 foot 200. Swing and a miss.
You can see in the top half, our TrackMan is now back online, so
Nice.
you can see the pitch speed, so that's good.
Everything they threw was not 68 miles an hour.
If you see me checking my phone, I was trying to get that all organized.
That one just misses at 77. Seen a nice mix from Martin Cabbage. You got to be impressed with this Blessed Trinity future arm.
Absolutely, both arms so far have been really good. Commanding the strike zone. Looks like he picked off and spiked it over there to first base, so runner will advance.
All right, so USA Scout with a runner in scoring position and no outs here in the bottom of the second. Chase Tucholsky with a chance to cash in. Here comes the 2-1. Oh, steps off. Called him for the balk.
Looks like he got going a little bit there, a little bit forward towards the plate there, and just never separated the hands, and then tried to pick off, and just got a little too focused on the runner there.
I think one of the harder calls for any umpire. I think balk calls are difficult as it gets, but the call where you'll see so many guys, especially left-handers, well, they'll start their motion and then they'll lift the leg and then go step off with the leg. At what point you feel like they're breaking forward that becomes a balk, I think has got to be one of the harder things as an umpire to call.
Absolutely, especially you have the lefties that are really good with that of deceiving the runner. I mean, obviously when you say deceiving, that falls under the definition of a balk, but just the guys that are really good with those moves are so tough for umpires and for hitters and runners. Max Fried comes to mind. He's got like the best move of a lefty in the big leagues.
Yeah, I think it's just got to be hard to differentiate at what point you feel like a guy's weight is going towards the batter as opposed to just going up and then stepping off. All right, so a walk is going to give him runners at the corners after we saw the Hedgecoe pinch runner had given third on the balk. Here's Grady Forsberg. Grady from, again, Malvern Prep. We were talking about him at third base earlier. That one skips away. The runners are not going to advance.
Good pitch there. Found the outside half.
Yeah, I mentioned that runner's going to take off for second. Man, a third is not going anywhere, though. I mentioned all the guys from Malvern Prep. I mean, this is their 2024 class signees. So you got Mason Clark, who's going to Boston College. Tage Davis, who we had here for the future games, is going to Louisville. Jonathan Holt, Notre Dame. Grant Kennedy, Richmond. Cole Keister to Limestone College, and DJ Peterson to Yale. So you got a whole bunch of Division I, some Power Fives there. And I, like I said, 2 years ago, they had Lonnie White, who looked like he was going to Penn State to play 2 sports, and now he's a draft pick. It's just
there's a lot of talent walking through those hallways.
Yeah, Forsberg's in good company for sure. As you look at him developing, he just works a walk to load the bases here with no outs in the bottom of the second.
USA Scouts got something cooking here with nobody out and bases loaded. See if they're able to get some run support for their pitcher here and kind of get this game broke open a little bit.
All right, so here's Joey Odak, coach's son. See if he can capitalize here with the bases loaded, looking to break out. Go out and have a word with Martin Cabbage. And that's got to be a frustrating thing, too, for a pitcher to get a balk and then kind of, look back at the umpire like, what did I do? And then you're like constantly thinking, oh, am I going to do it again?
Yeah, absolutely.
If it's a matter of just you're not slowing down, or you're not stopping, you're not coming to a rest before you deliver, that's completely different than as opposed to, something else that you wonder mechanically, am I gonna get pinched?
Absolutely. And on the mound, it's tough enough up there, especially with guys on base. Then that's in the back of the mind. It's tough on pitchers.
Odak watches that for a strike in the corner. So I don't think he was pleased with that call, but all right, it's 0-1. Again, bases loaded, nobody out. USA Scout with a chance here. Martin Cabbage has looked awfully good, but run into a few issues here in this half of an inning. Shoots that foul.
Got in on him a little bit there. Was just able to foul it down the third baseline.
Drew Steinman and Max Feimster are going to follow. I got him swinging out of his shoes on that one for a strikeout. Just went back into attack mode. That's what we saw out of Martin Cabbage in the first inning. Is after that first out, he just went back-to-back Ks and was just challenging guys with a fastball. And so we kind of saw him go back to basics there against the lefty, and he gets one down.
Yeah, you just kind of saw him kind of find the strike zone again, be able to get back in there and attack the strike zone. So, same thing here to start this at bat. Just throw it in there, maybe let his defense work, maybe help him get out of this situation.
This is Drew Steinman, Walton, 2028. We talked last week during a game we have with the Kennesaw Generals and Blaze Baseball about Walton catchers. Well, guess what position Drew Steinman plays?
Hey, it's a good place to play catcher in the state of Georgia, that's for sure.
Well, he can look to get it done at the plate here. Again, bases loaded, one out. USA Scout looking to break this thing open. That one gets away from him, make it 1-1, 2-1, excuse me.
Feel the vibrations from the DJ here at our Champions Weekend in the studio.
That's
here.
right. We're in a club. People didn't realize. Get some glow sticks and sends that foul. Mad at himself for swinging at that one. He knows he should have laid off the high fastball.
It's our third check swing that we've seen contact made
Yep.
on here in the first inning and a half.
I know it's been more of a relative thing where guys are going more to the high fastball, but it's just always staggering to me, coaching, the kids just can't lay off of it. That one back up the middle, shortstop touches second, gets the out at second and gets the out at first to get out of a nice double play there with the runner barreling down on him to get it out of the half of an inning. These Cobb Astros hold them at bay. We remain scoreless. We continue here at LakePoint Sports. This matchup is part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions Weekend presented by Palmy Insurance.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
You're watching us live here from LakePoint Sports. Cory McCartney, Prep Baseball, Georgia's Avery Hunt. We've got a scoreless matchup here at the USA Scout and the East Cobb Astros. This part of the Prep Baseball Invitational. That's all tied into the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions Weekend presented by Palmy Insurance. And as I mentioned, there's just so much happening on campus, especially beyond here at the baseball village. And we've also got these Pylon 7v7 going on at multi-purpose fields. Again, the Rally Lucky Charm Challenge at the Beach Pavilion, Gymnastics Academy of Atlanta, Sweet Tea Classic at the Champion Center. I mean, it's just stuff everywhere. And this is our, I think, third or fourth game of the week, and it just feels like, obviously you mentioned we can feel the vibrations from the DJ and stuff, but this was just a little bit more elevated, everything, when you come here on the campus and there's just so many cars. And we saw some great matchups with the Georgia Dugout Club, the season opener, but when you add everything else going on in here at campus, it just kind of just makes it a little bit more electric and makes it just everything feel a little bit more amplified.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the atmosphere itself. You got 680 the fan up at the front, and you got the DJ out. Then the weather minus the 5-second rain shower that came out of nowhere last inning, it has turned out pretty good. So yeah, it's a good atmosphere, and it's a lot of people here and guys getting to play in front of a bigger crowd. And sometimes you don't have that in these smaller youth events.
Got Jackson Locke up to the bat now for East Cobb Astros. He'll be followed by Owen Shipley and Bragg Boyd. Locke sends that foul. And a new pitcher now for USA Scout. Going to Grady Forsberg.
Really good job by the starter there to come in, was able to trying to maybe keep pitch count down, maybe so he's available tomorrow. It's, with moving stuff back with weather, it's going to be a long bracket play day tomorrow, maybe trying to save him, maybe have him be able to come in and start a game tomorrow as well. So, really good job mixing speeds, pen on the strike zone.
Miss from Grady Forsberg, who I think we all can tell never skips leg day. Every day apparently is leg day for Grady Forsberg. Listed at 5'10", 165. I think that's generous.
Better him than me. Leg day is an absolute nightmare.
All right, he misses on that pitch. Make it 2-2.
The older you get, leg day becomes more and more less exciting.
Right, counts full. Swing and a miss. Gets him going outside the zone there for the strikeout.
Kind of got the Spencer Strider look there.
That's
with
right.
The old school pants that, come up just above the ankle with the white cleats on.
Feet aren't big enough, though.
Yeah, this guy doesn't stand with his foot completely wide open on the mound.
That's right.
And, might not have the mustache that he has just yet. So,
all right, I guess Sonoraville's Owen Shipley now. Shipley at 2028. We had him in 8 events here at Prep Baseball events last year, including the 14U National Championship. And that championship game played right here on the Audi Marietta field that you're watching from right now. Those national championship events are just so much fun. You know, you see so many of the, you know, the teams coming from just all over the place. I mean, we had, you know, D Las Vegas came down from Detroit last year and won the 17U National Championship. Just, you know, it's always interesting to see who you have plug into those events, just because they literally will just come from all over the country to play for that Prep Baseball National Championship.
Absolutely. A few years ago, we had the Minnesota Blizzard come in, and they competed for that one.
That's right. Skies that one in the left field. Shortstop's got it for the second out, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, that D Las Vegas team played against a team from Quebec, Canada.
Absolutely.
You know, that was, and they came down to try to take that American National Championship, and those boys from Detroit said, "No, thank you, sir."
It's always fun when the guys come down from Canada, and you know that sometimes the English is not great, so you're trying to communicate with those guys sometimes can be tough. But those guys are awesome. We love having them. We've had them here a couple times.
Yeah, they had some. I mean, some great players in that team too. But it is funny to hear them. You know, their chatter is all in French Canadian, and you're like, "What is going on here?" You know, it's just it's a cool wrinkle for sure. Skies that one into right field. Right fielder camps underneath it for the out. So nice job of pitching there to come in relief. And another scoreless half of an inning here at LakePoint Sports. We'll be back with more shortly. Again, this matchup is part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions Weekend presented by Pommy Insurance.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere? And it needs to run smooth, like super, 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 super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women. We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Back here at LakePoint Sports, Cory McCartney, Prep Baseball, Georgia's Avery Hunt. We are still scoreless here. We got a pitcher's duel going on between USA Scout and East Cobb Astros. This matchup within the Prep Baseball Invitational is all part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions Weekend presented by Pommy Insurance. And rolling along here in a scoreless one, Joey Martin-Cabbage still on the mound for East Cobb. And he looked awfully strong last inning, has the bases loaded, which includes a balk, and he just responds and it just mows him down to get out of that half an inning. I think you have to be really impressed with what we've seen out of him so far.
Absolutely. You saw the mound visit there after he loaded the bases with nobody out, was able to kind of settle him down, get back in the zone, was able to get a strikeout, and then, induce the ground ball there for the old 6-3 double play. So, really impressive job working out of that jam, because those are never fun to be in as a pitcher, but it's always good when you can get out of, bases loaded, nobody out, no damage.
Got Max Feimster up to bat now for USA Scout. He skins that one. Righty from Santa Fe, Texas, shoots that one into center field, camps underneath it to make the out. So very quickly, one down. Now we're going to see Miles Wheeler.
Went to the breaking ball there, kind of got him out in front, got off the end of the bat, so was able to fly out right to their center fielder. So another good job of mixing speeds, pounding the strike zone, letting his defense work.
Miles Wheeler from Elizabethtown, Kentucky, outfielder and middle infielder, 5'10", 155. Sends that foul.
really like all the logos that we have right there behind the plate. You see the LakePoint live streaming on demand and our national championship logo with the old Prep Baseball Report logo back there. It's always a good look. Kind of looks like a minor league ballpark a little bit.
And those will change too as you kind of stick with us through these Game of the Week broadcasts throughout the season. You'll see more and more of the new Prep Baseball logo, which you'll currently see in the bottom right corner of your screen. You'll see those pop up throughout the year here as we kind of make some more changes across campus, so you'll see more and more of those. But I mean, it really does speak to how much changes there's been in the last few years. I mean, I know when I came here in 2019, I mean, we didn't have the Audi Marietta field, we didn't have the naming rights on that field. I mean, certainly we got some more things coming with multi-purpose fields and some other potential opportunities where you could see more of that happening across campus as things just get more and more elevated, and it's been a lot of fun to watch it. That one's getting away and may have a base runner. Throw is not in time. Nice job getting down the baseline there and just making something happen on that third strike on the ball, just kind of scooting away from the catcher. So nice job there by Wheeler to get a base runner with one down.
Absolutely. Ball just kind of snuck by him there. Good hustle down the line. You know, sometimes after a punch out, guys are kicking themselves and not really, paying attention to what's going on. So really good job there hustling out of the box, be able to get you a base runner, even though it was on a strikeout. But, just like you were saying, things have changed so much since 2019. I think we both got here in 2019.
Yep.
So, with our logos and everything, it's been fun to be a part of.
Back to the top of the order here for USA Scout and Carter Tuchalski. So he's going to be followed by Tanner Sultan.
Runner's going to take off. Good throw there by the
catcher. Oh, got him. Nice job.
One way to make up for the ball getting through the 5-hole there on the strikeout. Just 2 pitches later, throw him out at second.
That's right. Owen Shipley mowing him down for the out. So now 2 down. All of a sudden, things have changed here for USA Scout. Unable to capitalize with the bases loaded and no outs in the second. Not getting that call on the corner. Two-one from Martin Cabbage.
Back to the breaking ball there. Try to get a swing and miss out of the zone.
Still looking for some breakthrough offensively here. Thought we were going to have it that last half of an inning, but Martin Cabbage put his foot down. He's got 4 strikeouts so far, 3 walks in his 2 1/3. That's in for a strike.
Yep. Was able to get back in the zone there, get a swing and a miss. So see what he goes to here. 3-2. Try to get out of this inning with no more base runners.
Elevated fastball has been a big weapon for him. He's worked that fastball up around 79, so skips that one to third base. Going to get through for a base hit. Just couldn't make that play.
Went back probably a little bit lower than I would guess he was aiming for there. Good swing on it down to third. Misplayed just a little bit. So USA Scouts got their second base runner this inning. Let's see if they're able to swipe a bag here or get something started with 2 outs.
All right, again, here's Tanner Sultan from Arizona. 2028. I mentioned he took part in that Tucson preseason ID back in January. That's a kind of a stepping stone event when you think about kids trying to leverage themselves into the junior future games and future games. So certainly he's someone who I'm sure, is hoping that he's going to be back here in late July for the future games here at LakePoint Sports. And there's going to be a little bit of a wrinkle now because they're not going to have the younger group like they have, but they're going to be adding a group of 17-year-olds as well. So I think it's going to be an interesting dynamic here is kind of a different expansion to the future games. I think everyone I've talked to just says we're going to have so many more coaches here for that because you think about JUCO coaches, Division II, NAIA. I mean, there's going to be a lot more coaches looking for those kids that maybe to this point have been a little bit overlooked in the recruiting processes, and they're going to get an opportunity just when there's all those coaches here for those, those 2026s. They're going to have a chance to show out themselves.
Absolutely, and all it takes is to impress one team, and
Yep.
that's all it takes. And maybe those guys that maybe we're a little bit late bloomers, and for the upcoming senior class, and maybe somebody sees them, likes them in a ball player, and all of a sudden you're going to play at the next level, on a scholarship. So, I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I think it's a great addition, especially with all the new recruiting rules.
I can't tell you how many guys I've talked to, though, will just be like, the future games changed my life. I mean, it's just something I've heard repeated so many times. Guys will say, I got an invite, and, all of a sudden the event happens, and somebody sees something in them. I mean, they may not go out there and, hit a 2-run bomb, but it may just be something about the way they battled it in at bat and worked a walk, or just something they saw in them. And next thing you know, you're getting some calls, and all of a sudden you're on multiple teams' radars, and then you got that commitment. You get to send out that post and letting the world know that you're off the table. It's really I don't know if there's really many events like it. I mean, I know we get prep baseball now has the All-American game, which took place this past September and in Milwaukee, and they are getting close to announcing the location for this year's game, and that's a cool event. But everybody knows who those guys are. I think the future games it kind of leverages what prep baseball can do, which is the boots on the ground and having these guys that they're kind of finding these hidden gems. And now you mentioned the recruiting changes, and now you're going to get to see guys because they can't commit as 8th graders. It's just going to make that event that much better as we move along.
Absolutely. I remember my first year here, they were telling me about this event. I'm just like, okay, like we've ran 6 or 7 events already, 8, 9, 10 events already this summer. Like what's different about it? And I remember showing up that first day and just the amount of college coaches here and the amount of talent that was here. You're just like, oh, this is different.
Yep.
I think it's one of the best, if not the best event in the country. Just the amount of exposure guys get, and everybody's uncommitted. So it's and then you see just about every college across the country here. So I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we see Tony Vitello here for days on end. I mean, just hanging out, watching baseball, talking to people, and getting a glimpse at these kids. So I mean, it's really unique. And if anybody's able to get here for the future games, even if you don't have a player in it, it's just a really cool atmosphere to come down to. And you're guaranteed you're going to see some guys that in a couple years span you're going to see making an impact on games you're watching at the collegiate level. So certainly is something you want to get to and check these guys out. All right, 2 down in the inning, 0-1 is the count. Make it 1-1.
We've been talking about the future games. USA Scouts got 2 guys in scoring position here with 2 outs after kind of just a quick 2 outs, and all of a sudden they got something cooking again here in the 3rd inning.
Comes the 1-1. Watches that one roll outside. So Martin Cabbage gets a visit while we were chatting, and 2-1 count now. He's worked himself out of trouble. We saw it with the bases loaded last inning, so let's see if he can find a way to shut things down again. 2-1 count. That's in for a strike.
Went back to the breaking ball. He was able to throw a few in the first at bat. So we'll see if he shows it to him again and was able to get a swing and miss in the first at bat. See if he goes back to it. Tried to there.
Yeah, we're going to run the count full. Count remains full. Got 2 runners on, 2 down here in the bottom of the 3rd. Sends that foul.
Went back to the elevated fastball there. Tucholsky was able to foul that one off.
Dribbler to short. Cuts across, can't gather it. USA Scouts got 1 on the board. Here comes another. Makes it 2-0. Tucholsky comes through with 2 runs on a ball that just couldn't be, had the play made at shortstop. So ball just scoots through and gets into center field. Next thing you know, USA Scout capitalizes and makes it 2-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Just the power of putting the ball in play there with 2 strikes, making the defense make a play. the ball was able to find its way through the infield and score 2 runs. So looks like that'll be the end of the line there for Hedgecoe.
All right, nice job by Cole Tuchalski. Put the ball in play, as you mentioned, Avery, and made something happen. And now we're going to see a pitching change for East Cobb Astros and see who we have coming into the mix now as Martin Cabbage exits. A nice outing from him, despite a couple miscues defensively around him. 2 2/3, allows 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So now we're going to see Calvin Shelf, come in for East Cobb Astros. Calvin from Kell High School, played 3 prep baseball events this past season, and he was also in the 14U National Championship.
Pardon me, I misspoke there. It was Martin Cabbage that was finishing up his line there. I mean, really good outing from him. Struggled with command at some points, but was able to kind of, work his way through. Probably didn't have his best stuff command-wise, but was able to work his way through. And his defense let him down just a little bit there here at the bottom of the 3rd. But really impressive outing for him. Was able to mix speeds, throw strikes. Ran the fastball up around 80. So. Really impressive stuff from him.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see plenty more of Joey Martin Cabbage as the spring and summer wears on. And I did misspeak there, so I apologize. Not Calvin Shelf pitching now. It's Caleb Knowles, 2028 lefty from South Paulding High School is where he'll wind up. He inherits a 2-0 deficit here. USA Scout has been able to take advantage here in the bottom of the 3rd inning to take us lead here in what's been a pitching duel so far. So now we're going to see Hedgecoe, Hunter Hedgecoe again from North Carolina, Village Christian Academy.
Goes behind him there, so struggling a little bit here to find the strike zone in relief.
Knowles kind of got that sidearm little whip. The runner's going to advance, so we're going to have another runner in scoring position here is Cole Tuchalski, who was able to allow USA Scout to cash in and take this 2-0 lead. Now sits at second base, and that one gets away from Knoll on that one. Two pitches, 2 balls so far from Caleb Knowles.
Interesting to see here with 2-0 after those first 2 pitches. If he gets the green light and is able to swing away.
Man, must have hit him on the foot. All right, so we're going to have another base runner. Runners at first and second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. 2-0 is your lead for USA Scout. Now it's Chase Tuchalski's turn.
I wonder if it's tough for the USA Scout coaching staff to keep up with all the Tuchalski brothers and make sure everybody's, make sure you're calling everybody the right name.
That's right. Well, especially when they all have the same first initial. Just complicates it even further as that one goes foul. All right, the 0-1 from Knowles. Chops him off on that and goes across the diamond. First baseman's got it. Second baseman was right there with him. USA Scout, though, jumps out to a 2-0 lead as they take advantage of a miscue and a misplayed ball that went into the outfield. We're going to have the lead as we return here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. This is all part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions weekend presented by Palmy Insurance.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Appreciate you joining us here at LakePoint Sports. Cory McCartney at Prep Baseball, Georgia's Avery Hunt. We have a 2-0 lead for USA Scout here in the Prep Baseball Invitational. Of course, everything you see happening this weekend at LakePoint Sports, part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions weekend presented by Palmy Insurance. And we talked before, just about, walks and how the little things, and especially in a pitching matchup, can kind of change the complexity of a game. And I think we saw that during that last AB there for USA Scout. They were able to take advantage of having some guys. They had a pass ball and a third strike. Guy gets on at first, work a couple more things. Next thing you know, ball gets past the shortstop. They got a 2-0 lead.
Absolutely. I mean, we talk about it on these broadcasts all the time. Just the importance of being able to throw strikes and make the routine plays defensively. And it's kind of what we saw there in the bottom half of the third. Just, USA Scout be able to take advantage of some of those opportunities, a couple free bases, and, was able to take advantage of an error and score 2 runs.
So this is the 11th and final batter for East Cobb Astros, Levi Espinoza, going against Grady Forsberg and his massive quads here as USA Scouts got a 2-0 lead here in the top of the 4th inning. 2-0 very quickly, the count here to Espinoza.
How quick the second, third inning went. Maybe had to sit and wait for a while. Maybe got a little bit cold. Was he able to throw a strike in there? Maybe just trying to find that release point again.
Yep, one of our photographers, Lauren Nettles, now camped over here to the side, getting ready to take some shots.
I was going to point that out. Got one of your interns out there working hard as always.
That's right.
I feel like every time I look around, you have somebody taking pictures somewhere. So just doing an awesome job with that.
I appreciate it. That one skied into left field, and somebody makes the catch.
Somebody got it.
Somebody's got it. What's that? Shortstop's hands, and he's throws back to second base, back to third base, and it's going back to Forsberg. As we have one down here in the top of the 4th inning. It's back to the top of the order for East Cobb Astros and Kylan Jones. Jones going to be followed by Aiden Thornton.
First pitch swing there, ground ball to short. Good runner down the line. Ooh,
Gets him
just in time.
All right. Saw some speed play out there at first, but not enough to get to the bag in time. So now going to have 2 down.
Kind of swing there on the first pitch breaking ball. Got him a little bit out in front. Hit a little slow roller to short. Almost able to beat it out there on the back end, but really good play at shortstop. And all you can ask for is USA Scout here looking for a shutdown inning. 4 or 5 pitches, 2 outs.
Guys, that one, first baseman's got it. So we're through another half an inning. Nice job by Forsberg there, making quick work of the East Cobb Astros bats. 2-0 continues to be your lead for USA Scout. We'll be back with more shortly. This part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions weekend presented by Palmy Insurance. All weekend long here at LakePoint Sports, it's the March of Champions weekend, the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions weekend presented by Palmy Insurance. And there's no more fitting place than Academy Sports Plus Outdoors for you to gear up. And we have an exclusive promotion for this weekend. You can enjoy 20% off your entire purchase using our promo code. So scan the QR code, or if you're not fast enough to do that, head over to lakepointsports.com/academy, and you can access it all there as well. Our action continues here at the Prep Baseball Invitational. Our game of the day between USA Scout and the East Cobb Astros. 2-0 is the lead for USA Scout as we roll along here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Cory McCartney along with Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt. You're going to see a continuation here of Caleb Knowles on the mound for East Cobb Astros, and looking to make some more happen here for USA Scout as they've got Grady Forsberg, who pitched the last half an inning. I think you said after we went between innings, all of 6 pitches for him to get through that last half as he got some help from his defense. And no more magic words for a pitcher than a short inning with your team up 2-0.
Absolutely. After scoring 2 runs there in the bottom of the third, I mean, I don't think there's anything else USA Scout could have asked for. I mean, quick inning, get those bats back up there and, get it rolling again, try to add on to this lead.
That's a Forsberg matched up here against Caleb Knowles. Forsberg, we mentioned him multiple times, from Malvern Prep, Pennsylvania. I talked about the, make it 10 different states that are represented on this USA Scout national roster. Arizona, California, Georgia, Illinois, Kentucky, Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Texas. Another check swing. We see that one called for a strike, makes it 2-1. Excuse me, they did not give him the strike on that 3-1. That one goes across. Third baseman makes the grab. Nice scoop from first base there for the out. So 1 down.
Interesting to see there. East Cobb just goes straight back to the pitcher, no throw around. I'm the biggest advocate in the world of that move. I don't know. That's one of my baseball things. I think just stop throwing it around, just throw right back to the pitcher, and let's keep it rolling.
I don't mind it on strikeouts, but I really don't understand it on some of the other stuff.
Yeah, it's, I understand the meaning of it. It's keep your fielders engaged, but pace of play is a big thing these days in the big leagues, and I'm the biggest advocate of just, hey, let's throw it back to the pitcher, keep him rolling.
Talked about the amount of players in this game, who have played a lot of prep baseball events. I don't think any of them can match Joey Odock, who's played in 12 different prep baseball events on his way to North Pole 2029. Playing with a bunch of 2028, so he's the youngest player in the field, and he's played in more prep baseball events than anybody out there.
I think I've seen him here every weekend. He's almost here more than I am. He was here like while we were finishing up last weekend. They had one of their teams playing in the Sunday Series final, and I was like, dude, do you ever just go home and just hang out at home? He's like, I'm just always here. He was out messing around one of the open fields, and I was like, dude, you're here all the time.
Yeah, I mean his dad's program, has practices here 4 times a week on the north field, so home away from home for the Odak family for sure. All right, 2-2 is the count to Joey. Oh, shoots that one right off the pitcher's mitt. The shortstop able to gather, though. I can't even gather my words there. That was a lot going on at once as the ball just scoots off of Noel's hand, and shortstop able to gather off that deflection and make the out for the second out of the inning.
Absolutely, the old 1-6-3 put out. Good, really good job there at first base again. That's the second throw this inning. He's had to dig out of the dirt or the turf over at first base. So he's helping his infielders out a little bit. So as an infielder, you're always appreciative of a guy at first base that can go and get it and save you on some throws. Yeah,
nice job by Kale Lacosto there to make that play off the deflection. Hard ball to read too, because it could be going either direction, and did a nice job of gathering, be able to make the throw across the diamond for the second out. Caleb Knowles starting to find it a little bit. I think he entered a situation that last half of an inning and was struggling a little bit to find his groove and find the strike zone, but he's looked a little bit sharper here as we roll along. As a former catcher, where do you stand on that setup with the one leg straight out?
I'm a fan. As long as nobody's on base, I don't understand being on a knee when somebody's on base, just in case there is the chance that you have to catch and throw. Maybe I just wasn't athletic enough to move around quick enough, but with nobody on base, I love it. I think you can kind of get that low strike a little bit better. So, but yeah, with guys on base, it's never really, especially if a guy's on third, just like the ability to get in front and block baseballs seems tough to me.
Back to Knowles, makes the throw to first for the third out. Scoreless half an inning for USA Scout, but they've got a 2-0 lead over the East Cobb Astros. We're going to be back with more shortly. This, again, part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions Weekend, presented by Palmy Insurance.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. Cory McCartney, Prep Baseball, Georgia's Avery Hunt. We've got a 2-0 lead as we roll along here in this matchup from the Prep Baseball Invitational. It's all part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions Weekend, presented by Palmy Insurance. And Grady Forsberg going back out there in this release effort for USA Scout. And after a 6-pitch inning, I mean, I think he's just keeps rolling along and just seemingly finding it now. And we saw the breaking ball there at 65, and I think you got to be pretty impressed with what we've seen out of him so far in this opportunity he's had.
Absolutely. I mean, both pitchers. I mean, had two. The fourth inning I think felt like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So both guys should be able to roll out there pretty quick. Still have all the feels they had the half inning before. They weren't in the dugout very long. So that was a very quick inning.
Kale Lacosto up for East Cobb Astros, followed by Champ Banks and Liam Lowe.
Saw him have a few good plays there at first base in the last inning. See if he can't get something started here for East Cobb to kind of get this 5th inning rolling, kind of jump start that offense.
Comes the 2-1 from Forsberg. Nice breaking ball, 68.
We've seen a lot of really good breaking balls in this game
Yep.
from all of our different pitchers. Being able to throw that pitch for a strike is such an advantage on the mound, especially at these younger age groups, being able to mix speeds.
There's another for strike 3. They got him biting as that one just skipped across the plate. So 1 down. Nice job there by Grady Forsberg for the strikeout. And here is Champ Banks.
Saw Banks reach in the 2nd inning, see if he can't get back on base and kind of get things rolling.
All right, here comes the 1-0 from Forsberg. And the 2-0 is your lead for USA Scout here in the 5th. Swing and a miss.
4 straight breaking balls there between the 2 hitters.
Just can't lay off it.
He goes back to the well again.
Just a dribbler, but that one's going foul.
It's 5 straight. Can we see if we can go for 6 straight breaking balls? Seems to have the release point in the field for that pitch this inning. So if it's if it's not broke, don't try and fix it.
I mentioned Banks and his dad playing football at Vanderbilt. I think he's definitely a player to watch. He's already taken part in some of the minority baseball prospects All-American events. So I think a guy that we'll certainly see more of as we roll along. Skies that one at a right field. It's underneath it, makes the out. So 2 down.
On guess what pitch? Another breaking ball.
All right, let's see if he throws another one to Liam Lowe. Liam, the first baseman you've seen make a lot of those great scoops there in that last half an inning. All right, here we go. Fingers crossed we see another.
I think that was the fastball.
I think it was 74.
I think he went back to the fastball there.
I think keep him guessing.
Yeah. Mix it a fastball every now and again.
All right, Lowe, the North Paulding 2028, waits for that first strike to come across. Now he's got a 2-0. I think he's got to be thinking breaking ball after seeing so many of them in the last 2 at-bats. All right, it comes a 2-0 from Forsberg. There it is, but that time he spikes it.
As good a command as he had with that pitch. Interested to see if he might just mix it in here 3-0. Might
Yep.
as well.
All right, trailing 2-0. These Cob Astros just eyeing a base runner with 2 down here in the 5th. That goes across for a strike. Lowe going to be followed if the inning continues by Kelby Barnett. All right, comes a 3-1 from Forsberg. Swing and a miss to make it 3-2. Full count, he shoots that one down the left field line. Must have missed a nice play there to get out of that half an inning. 2-0 continues to be your USA Scout lead. We'll be back with more shortly. This matchup, part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions Weekend, presented by Palmy Insurance.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet?
LakePoint Sports, Cory McCartney, Prep Baseball, Georgia's Avery Hunt. 2-0 is your lead for USA Scout in this matchup. The Prep Baseball Invitational, it is all part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions Weekend, presented by Palmy Insurance. 2-0 is the lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Coming to you from the Audi Marietta Field here, our championship field. Caleb Knowles pitch sent foul. Max Feimster up now for USA Scout, followed by Miles Wheeler, and then it's the top of the order for one of the 3 Tuchalskis for USA Scout. Already up 2-0. Look at an add on here and put this one out of hand. Largely been ruled by pitching. We've just seen it come down to the little things. When we saw, a miscue, we saw a ball get past third baseman for East Cobb, and then we saw a ball get past the shortstop, and next thing you know, 2-0 lead for USA Scout. We also saw a drop third. See another drop third there. That one results in an out, but we saw one during that crucial inning. The drop third ends up with the first base runner, and that's kind of where everything snowballed.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the difference in the ball game right now. It's just it's little miscues. Those can really play a big part, in, like we've talked about, in a pitching duel like this. I mean, both staffs have done an awesome job of pounding the strike zone, getting some early swings and misses, and swings and or soft contact.
And here's Miles Wheeler, and it's back to the top of the order.
Looks like we need some baseballs down there, so see how quick our guys in the tower are on that one.
Wheeler shoots that one sky high. First baseman camps underneath it and makes the out. We should have like a little tube that comes from the scout tower that goes right down to the,
Save us a lot of steps throughout the year.
We should make that happen. There's got to be like a gutter company or somebody we could
just
team
run
up
it
with.
Straight down there.
That's right. Have a little box that would be down there behind, right behind home plate. I think we can make this happen. Might result in some obstructed views for some of the seats down there, but I think it might be worth it.
I think so. I think that's a good idea. I'm all for it. Save me some steps throughout the year, so I'm a big fan of that idea.
Well, if we're not going to get an elevator, then I think we should.
Yeah, exactly.
We should look at gutter system. All right, that miss makes it 2-0.
More of the same here, just a quick start of the inning on the mound. You get a strikeout and then a 3-pitch at bat, and all of a sudden it's 2 outs. You look up and there's 2 outs on the board. Feels like sometimes when the offense is struggling, every time you come up to the plate, there's 2 outs somehow, and it's like, goodness gracious.
That one right back up the middle. Second baseman cuts across, makes the throw to first. Not in time. They got to pulled off the bag a little bit to make that play, and going to have a base runner here with 2 down. We're back to the top of the order, and Carter Tuchalski here for USA Scout, and could be back in business here, see if they can come through with a little bit more magic with 2 down. And looks like we're actually going to have somebody else step in to hit for USA Scout now. Going to have a change as we look to pull up our rosters here and find out who they're going to. We're going to see Chase Gregory from Knoxville, Tennessee, 2028. Chase plays outfield. He's a right-handed pitcher as well as a shortstop.
Another ball pulled foul down that third base line.
All right, 2 down, as we mentioned. 2-0 lead for USA Scout. Yeah, 1 from Knowles. Misses arm side. Sends that foul, makes it 1-1. There's the 1-2 from Knowles. That's not getting that call on the outside. Makes it 2-2. Gregory going to be followed by Tanner Sultan. Unless we see another change. Throw to first. Gets them out of that half of an inning as well. So 2-0 continues to be the lead for USA Scout. We'll be back with more as we roll along here from LakePoint Sports. This matchup, part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions Weekend, presented by Palmy Insurance.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. Cory McCartney. That's Prep Baseball. Georgia's Avery Hunt. 2-0 is the lead for USA Scout in our game of the week from the Prep Baseball Invitational. This is all, again, part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions weekend presented by Palmy Insurance. And pitching duel, we were just mentioning, 'cause sometimes we get timed out from these things. We've seen run rules. We've seen things get timed out. We've got 40 minutes left in game time. We may actually get through this entire thing, which is a rarity for some of these events.
I know. It feels like, I know we were just talking about, like, the last inning took 8 total minutes.
Yeah.
I think the inning before that was somehow faster. I think with, like, the last 2 innings, we've been, in the, 15 minutes for 2 innings, and that's, great pace for, a 14U baseball game.
Yeah, been a well-pitched game for sure, as Grady Forsberg is going to continue in this inning for USA Scout Kelby Barnett. Batting now for East Cobb Astros. He'll be followed by Brody Hudson and Jackson Locke. Really, bats have just kind of been held at bay so far for East Cobb. They've had 1 hit, swing and a miss for a strike, just combined 1 hit. We've only seen 3 hits for USA Scout, but we mentioned it time and again, just a couple miscues in the field have been the difference here in this one, and USA Scout capitalized, and that's why they're up 2-0. It shoots that one across the third baseman, makes the throw. Oh, it gets away from him. Barnett falls down, though, is going to retreat to first base, so we're going to have a leadoff runner here for East Cobb Astros as they try to make something happen. Is it's getting late early here as they're down 2-0.
See if East Cobb's able to, take advantage there of a leadoff base runner. It's first time, I think, in a few innings that they've had a guy on base.
Yep.
So, interesting to see what they're able to do with this one.
All right, here's Brody Hudson. He's going to be followed by Jackson Locke. Forsberg throws over to first.
The first runner that's been on base for Forsberg in this outing. So let's see if he maybe throws him out of rhythm a little bit here with, having to deal with a base runner.
Shoots that one to short, makes a throw to second, throw to first. Not in time, so going to trade an out for a runner. Almost had a double play there to get out of that jam, but still going to continue to have a man at first base as Brody Hudson reaches and legs that out. So now here's Jackson Locke with 1 down.
We were talking about a base runner. I thought we were going to have him eliminated just while we were talking
That's
all,
right.
all of one pitch. So,
yeah, I've been awfully impressed with the work of Grady Forsberg on the mound. Just got a couple strikeouts, but he's limited damage and kept things rolling along. Spikes that one. Runner's not going to go, though. Not going to test out the arm of Hedgecombe back there behind the plate.
really good job keeping that ball in front, be able to block that baseball, keep it in front of you, keep the runners where they're at. So, really impressive job. Haven't seen him have to do that a lot today, so.
Shoots that foul. Hedgecomb's ready. He's catching it in second position. He's baiting that runner.
He's ready to throw. If they decide to test him, we've only seen one real stolen base attempt in this game. So
Forsberg throws back to first, but runner safe.
Doing a good job of keeping them close over there. He's thrown over 2 or 3 times this inning. So good job of managing runner. That's a big part of being on the mound.
All right, here comes a 1-0. Oh, no, throwing back first. This was a major league game, they'd start booing right now.
I know the crowds would start booing, and then I think guy would be able to just run whenever because of the new pickoff rule.
Yep, it's already engaged, already thrown over twice, so
one more
make
for
it
good
3
measure.
times. Yep. There's nothing soft about those throws over from Forsberg too. He's gunning it over to first base. I'll make it 4. He thought he had him that time.
I think he caught him out there before the ball got to first base.
Yeah. No, Forsberg's got something to say.
Just trying to see, I think, what our field umpire saw there. So pleading his case, kind of, we've talked a little bit about the NBA game, so maybe it's taking a note from some of those guys, like, hey, this is what I've got.
That's
so,
right. That's 5 straight throws over to first base. He's taking it personally that he's got a runner at first base right now.
bunt. See a bunt there, foul. Saw the runner in motion there too, so maybe Forsberg knew something that we didn't. Maybe hey, this guy's running. I might as well throw over there 3 or 4 times to keep him close.
All right, the 1-2. That shoots it foul. All right, Forsberg gathers for the 1-2. No, throws back to first. Make it 6 times in this at bat that he's thrown over to first.
Seen 3 pitches and 6 pickoffs, so.
I thought that's got to be a bordering on a LakePoint sports record.
I know. He's taking off running there, and
oh, the ball gets away from the second base, the shortstop, excuse me. So runner going to advance. Just couldn't gather the ball, and so East Cobb Astros 90 feet closer to having their first run.
see the catcher come out here. Just make sure that him and Forsberg are all on the same page as for, what signals we're going with. Can't have any cross-ups. Give them another free 90 feet. So just making sure everybody's on the same page here.
Obviously we're tracking pitch count, but when a guy throws that hard to first base, I almost feel like those should count, right?
Start adding those
yeah.
on.
And if he's not just tossing it over and he's getting something behind it, I almost feel like those got to count. It's all wear and tear on the arm.
Yeah, the arm knows no different whether
That's right.
it's going to the plate or going to first.
It's a 2-0. Shortstop dancing around. Runner's taking off. Looks like now I'm coming back.
Looked like he may have had it timed up there a little bit, but decided to slam on the brakes.
We got Brody Hudson at second base dancing around. Looking to put East Cobb Astros that much closer to having a run across the plate here. Trailing 2-0 in the top of the sixth. Oh, nice pitch from Emerson. From Forsberg. My mind's going to Grady Emerson, who's actually the top 2026 player in the state of Texas. I was talking with Shooter Hunt on an episode of Coffee and Curveballs with from Brandon Goins from Prep Baseball Texas about their 2026 class.
Just got too much baseball going on up
yeah,
there. Names are starting to run together.
That's right. All right, so 2 down. Got Owen Shipley now. Shipley the catcher. Not wanting to leave that runner stranded at second base as the opportunities are getting more and more slim for East Cobb Astros here, trailing 2-0 in the top of the sixth. There's the 0-1. Doesn't get the call in the corner. I did see Kennesaw Generals earlier using the pitch comm.
I did. I saw that they had the pitch comm. We've seen that kind of move more and more into the youth game. You've seen it in college for a few years, and in the big leagues now they have it as well. So, it's kind of seeing the trickle down effect that we see with so many other things, like the slide mitts and the Dansby Swanson face mask and a hitter on the helmet. So, it all seems to trickle down, make its way down to the youth level.
Yeah, it just kind of took me by surprise. That one goes over the second baseman's head. A run is going to cross for East Cobb Astros. A nice job there by Owen Shipley to get the East Cobb Astros on the board. They get 2-1 here in the top of the sixth inning. Just a nice piece of hitting there. Just sailing that one over the second baseman's head and putting it into right field.
Like we talked about earlier, just being able to take advantage of the base runners that you do have in these games. Take advantage of a little bit of an errant throw there to start the inning, was able to swipe a bag, and a good piece of 2-out hitting there, kind of stayed on the breaking ball, drove it over the second baseman's head.
So we got a runner at first, and here is Bragg Boyd. These Cobb Astros with some 2-out magic here, cut the lead in half in the top of the sixth. That's in for a strike. dribbler right to first base, but gets it before it goes foul and gets the out. But East Cobb Astros have managed to cut the lead in half, 2-1 as we move along here at LakePoint Sports. This, again, part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions weekend presented by Palmy Insurance.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. Cory McCartney along with Prep Baseball Georgia's Avery Hunt. 2-1 now is the lead for USA Scout as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning in this Prep Baseball Invitational matchup. Again, everything happening here on campus this weekend, part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions weekend presented by Palmy Insurance. And I mentioned it from the get-go and mentioned it a couple other times. There is just action everywhere on campus this weekend. You got multi-purpose fields with pylons, 7v7. You got the Lucky Charm Classic going on over at the Beach Pavilion and inside the Champions Center. Got Gymnastics Academy of Atlanta. As that one gets down, and going to have a leadoff runner here for USA Scout as that one just gets into the corner there in right field.
Yeah, was able to pull that ball down the first base line, sneak it by the first baseman, and USA Scout looking to answer back there following the run in the top half.
All right, so Cole Tuchowski comes through and it has the leadoff single. You got Hunter Hedgeco, the catcher. He's going to be followed by Grady Forsberg, who has done an awfully strong job coming in a relief effort and pitched 4 innings so far for USA Scout, and has been awfully impressive. Caleb Knowles back on the mound here for East Cobb Astros here in the 6th. Just misses on that.
Good job behind the plate to keep that ball in front and keep the runner at first base, because last thing East Cobb after scoring a run is you need a guy in scoring position with nobody out.
All right, 1-1's the count. Swing and a miss. Hedgeco going to be followed by Chase Tuchowski.
Another good job there on a ball in the dirt.
All right, here comes Knowles with a 2-2. Got a runner at first. Oh, throws back over to first. That's in the dirt. Runner's not going anywhere, though. All right, the count's full. So we're going to have a walk. So after a base hit, we've got a walk. Now, Chase Tuchowski's turn with 2 on, and I think we might have a pitching change here.
Looks like we've got a guy coming in from the bullpen there in right field, so.
I'm going to see if they allow Caleb Knowles to continue. Maybe just buying a couple minutes here as they get an arm ready. So, all right, Caleb Knowles is going to continue. 2-1's the lead here, 2 on, no outs.
Interesting to see here in the middle of the order for USA Scout. Do they try and bunt the guys over and extend that lead? You know, get an insurance run across, or go for the big inning?
All right, he's got Chase Tuchalski. He's going to be followed by Grady Forsberg.
See him showing bunt there to start the at bat. Don't know with following the walk if that's just for show or is he's actually serious about laying it down.
Noel steps off. Seen 43 pitches out of Noel so far. Swing and a miss. He's been around 64 to 68, so when you have almost 80 out of Martin Cabbage, it's got to be quite the adjustment here. Shows bunt. Sends it foul.
Kind of saw that during one of our Georgia Dugout Club broadcasts. You know, you bring in the hard righty to start and then kind of bring in a lefty that's mixing speeds, maybe doesn't throw as hard, but you know, it's crafty, able to mix in different pitches, and
different angles.
It's effective.
Yeah. Swing and a miss on the outside, gets the K. So one down. Nice job of responding there by Caleb Knowles, and now he's got Grady Forsberg. Forsberg looking to make life a little bit easier on himself on the mound here and try to cash in with runners at first and second. Shoots that one to second baseman. Flip to second. In time, throw to first. Not in time. Forsberg's going to stand in on first with another runner at third. And we've got him at the corners with one down here, and USA Scout with a chance to add on to its lead.
Another good job by Lowe at first base. You know, the throw is in the dirt, but, you know, just keeping that ball in front in a one-run ball game. I mean, that ball gets by, and, you know, all of a sudden it's 3-1. It's a two-run ball game. So he's had a really good day over there at first base, you know, scooping some balls out of the dirt. You know, you don't get the out there, but, you know, an awesome job of keeping the ball in front, you know, saving that run from scoring from second base.
All right, here's Joey Odak. Excuse me, he's a
looks like we have a pinch hitter here.
Yeah, this is Dalton Vanderberg. So Dalton Vanderberg is now hitting for Joey Odak. Runner's going to take off for second.
You'll see the pump fake there, not trying to throw that ball down to second, allow that runner to score.
So Vanderberg coming from Cottonwood, California, all the way out here to Emerson, Georgia to play in this event for USA Scout.
It's a short little commute.
That's right. .57", 140-pounder.
Big spot here. You know, you're able to find some grass in the outfield. All of a sudden, the lead goes from 1 to 3.
2-1, sends it to second base. Throw to first in time. So strands a couple runners. USA Scout unable to capitalize, and East Cobb Astros with a little bit more life as we head to the 7th inning here at LakePoint Sports. We'll be back with more shortly. This, again, part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions Weekend, presented by Palmy Insurance.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Moving along here at LakePoint Sports, our game of the day from the Prep Baseball Invitational. 2-1 is the lead for the East Cobb Astros over USA Scout as we move on to the top of the 7th inning. Again, this is part of the Academy Sports Plus Outdoors March of Champions weekend presented by Palmy Insurance. We have a pitching change for USA Scout Carter Tuchalski, whose brother Cole started the game on the mound for USA Scout's going to take over in this 2028. Righty pumps in his first offering for a ball. Gets the fastball, as you see, up around 77, 78 range. He's facing Levi Espinoza, and then we're to the top of the order here for East Cobb Astros, looking to break through here and see if they can extend this thing or get out of here with a lead and put the pressure on USA Scout as he watches that in for a strike, makes it 2-1. Time is not an issue. We got 18 minutes still left in the clock on this one, so we're going to see a complete game. Sometimes a rarity in these events, but it's going to happen today, folks. 2-1, again, the lead for USA Scout. 3-1 is the count here to Espinoza. And we're back to Kylan Jones in the top of the order for East Cobb Astros. Espinoza shows bunt. It makes it 3-2. Now watches that in for a strike, so caught looking for strike 3, so there's one down.
Went back to the fastball there, right down Broadway for the looking strike 3 call.
Pitch that I'm sure Espinoza is going to want back, and now it's Kylan Jones' turn with one down, the East Cobb Astros leadoff man.
First look at the breaking ball there as it misses just outside. Kind of what we've seen all day in the 67 to 68 range with the breaking ball.
At the 1-0, spikes that. Jones going to be followed by Aiden Thornton. That's in for a strike at almost 80. All right, the 2-1 from Tuchalski goes foul.
Big live fastball here out of the bullpen. So kind of what you see, what you're looking for in a closer. Guy come out, throw hard, and strike guys out.
All right, that's going to make it 3-2. Right on the cusp of 80. Gets him on the corner. I think Jones thought he was going to be walking down to first base, but another strikeout for Carter Tuchalski. All comes down to Aiden Thornton now for East Cobb Astros. Down to their final out, 2-1 lead for USA Scout. Swing and a miss, a breaking ball that brings him down to his knee.
Safe to say he was looking for the fastball there.
Yep. I'll see if he goes back to it here. Feeling he does. Sends that one foul. That one was 80, so our first time we've seen 80 in this game. Comes via Carter Tuchalski.
Got the fastball he was looking for there, just a little bit out front. Would say Tuchalski maybe mixing that breaking ball here again. It appears it's looking dead red fastball at this point.
Yep, 0-2 count. Goes the breaking ball that goes behind his head.
Somehow that missed him at the plate.
Well, Kale Lacosto on the on-deck circle if somehow Aiden Thornton can get on base. Swing and a miss. Nice job by Carter Tuchalski there to finish things off for USA Scout. They're 2-1 winners over the East Cobb Astros. Nice job, as we've seen the bullpen work for USA Scout in this one. A 2-1 victory over the East Cobb Astros in our game of the day from the Academy. Sports and Outdoors March of Champions weekend presented by Palmy Insurance. We see the post-game handshakes here from these two squads. And, you know, we were talking about this in a game, Avery, that was largely dominated by pitching. It's, you know, where do you go for player of the game? And, you know, I think we've got to go to Grady Forsberg, who came in relief from, you know, the starter Cole Tuchalski, and I think looked awfully impressive for USA Scout. He ends up going 4 innings, 2 hits. It did allow the 1 earned run, but struck out 3. Didn't walk anybody. You know, he had 1 inning where he lasted all of 6 pitches is all he needed. So I think a really impressive job by Grady Forsberg to come in relief and help USA Scout get this 2-1 win.
Absolutely. I mean, out of the bullpen, you know, an event like this, to get 4 innings out of it, you know, your second pitcher to go out, not walk anybody, you know, able to strike out 3. I mean, absolutely great job for him out of the bullpen. Was able to command the zone with, you know, the breaking ball and the fastball and let his defense work behind him. And, you know, all in all, a great outing for him. So, yeah, impressive stuff.
Yeah, a performance, as we mentioned, sponsored clearly by Leg Day, as we saw Grady Forsberg going out there looking really strong in a relief effort, getting that fastball around the 75-mile-an-hour range. So a nice win for USA Scout. And at the end of the day, they just took advantage of some opportunity. You know, they didn't really ever have that allowed offensive inning, but they get things going. You know, a guy reaches, you know, on a drop third. The next thing you know, you got a misplayed ball by the third baseman, misplayed ball at shortstop, and they've got 2 runs on the board.
Absolutely. I mean, that 1 inning was the, you know, the difference in the ballgame. You only saw 3 runs scored, and, you know, they scored 2 there just off some of those miscues. So, you know, a game carried by both pitching staffs. Great job on both sides by guys mixing pitches, being able to pound the strike zone, let their defense work. So, but yeah, that was kind of the difference in the game.
Yeah, all right, 2-1 win for USA Scout over East Cobb Astros. This was our game of the day in the Prep Baseball Invitational. For Avery Hunt and producer Mason Monroe, I'm Cory McCartney. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to come in back for us next week as we'll have another one of our Game of the Weeks here from LakePoint Sports. We'll see you all next time.